Hello, hello. This is an update for week 3 and 4 on the carnivore diet, and this is a big update because I learned something very important about myself. And that is that when things are going well, I engage in self-sabotaging behavior. And this came as such a surprise to me. Well, it shouldn't have been a surprise because I know that the behaviors that I was doing were bad, but I always had an excuse for them. I always attributed these behaviors to a different reason. And that made me wonder how many people are engaging in self-sabotaging behavior and don't even realize it. If you don't know me, my name is Echo, and I create content about how an everyday, ordinary, average person can work through their problems and work through their struggles to create a life they love. So let's get to work. Okay, this was my first attempt on a 2-week update, and things were going great. I was making it through tough situations. I was using different tools and different mindset shifts to help me get through situations. I went to activities where there was lots of sweets and lots of treats. I was also in a situation where I was the one making the sweet treats. I made peanut butter Rice Krispie bars. I made brownies. I bought tons of cookies. And you know what? I didn't have a problem. I didn't feel deprived. And so I was feeling really good. And then I got to week 2 and I was like, okay, around Wednesday, I was like, I have a whole bunch of footage that I need to edit. And like I was watching the footage, I was reading my notes, and I was like, I am doing so good. Like I have never worked through things this way before. And like I was like, okay, I need to write down what is working, how these things make me feel. And I was super excited. And so I got to work on that, and then around Friday I was editing video, and I was like making my notes for I was making my notes for this video, and I was like, I can't wait till Monday. Things are going so well. I want to see how my weigh-in goes. I want to see all this stuff. And I felt like I was on top of the world, like I had finally found something that was working. And then the next thing I knew, I was standing in the pantry and I was eating whatever I could get my hands on. I was ordering pizza. I was buying ice cream and eating it straight out of the carton. This went on for like Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and then today is Monday, and like this morning I started things the same, and then I had this thought, and the thought that I had was, I guess I don't have to make that update video now. And I felt like such relief, but that relief was like a slap in the face to me because I was like, hold on. Like 3 days ago, you were super excited to make this video. You wanted to report on how things were going. You were looking at everything and you were like, things were going great. That just made me stop and think, because like normally in this situation, this would be where I give up. This is where I say, oh, this diet's not for me, and I'll start looking for something else. And I realized this behavior like goes into everything. This is where I would blow my budget. This is where I would start buying things even though I want to declutter. And I was like, okay, so your normal question is why? Like, why does this happen to me? Why can't I hold things together? Why am I such a screw up? Why can't I? That is one of my favorite questions after an episode like this. And I was like, instead of asking why don't you ask what? And so I was like, what tipped me off? What triggered this action? And so unlike in the past, I have done tons of diets, but because I have this YouTube channel, I have a whole bunch of notes that I make throughout the week. And so I had notes all the way back to September when I started trying to do the carnivore diet. And what I found is that when I had these episodes of binging, I expected them to coincide with lows or with hard things. But a lot of them, they coincided with high points where I felt like I was making important changes. And so these weren't normal binges. This was me sabotaging my own hard work. And that kind of like struck me, and I felt a little sad because I was like, all of my hard work, and I keep trying and trying, I keep going back to this, and the person who's to blame for me not being where I want to be is myself. Because when I felt good, when I felt like I was making a change, like I was becoming the person that I wanted to be, I was the person that sabotaged all that work. And I hadn't, even though I had like joked, I'd even joked that I sabotaged myself, but I believed all the lies that I told myself, that I was just too strict, that I was asking too much of myself, and while some of those things may had to do with some of the times that I did it, when things were going well, it was me. It was me that had, it was me. I don't know what to say other than that. Other than I wasn't messing things up because it was hard. I was messing things up because they were going well. And to think that I would do that to myself, it's going to change the way I think the next couple of weeks. Instead of making it a goal to stick to my diet or stick to my budget or stick to whatever, that I need to make discovering what triggers my feelings to self-sabotage. Because until I can understand why I am doing this, I'm not going to make any progress. And that also makes me want to say, if you are in the same boat as me and you keep falling off the wagon and you don't know why, maybe ask yourself, what is the real reason? Because that is what I'm going to be asking myself. What is the real reason that I engage in these behaviors? Because I know that until I deal with this self-sabotaging behavior, I'm not going to reach any of my goals. And so that is what I am going to explore, is why do I self-sabotage? What do I think I get from it? Because those are questions that I want to answer. Those are important things. While I didn't want to shoot this video, I feel that this is one of the most important videos that I've ever shot, because now I know for sure that the behavior that I engage in is not random. It's not me buckling under the pressure. It's me being emotionally scared of something and sabotaging myself. And so now I can move past that and I can look at what triggers this self-sabotaging behavior so that I can move on and I can reach my goals. That is what I want to explore. I want to find those things. I want to find those answers, because this time I'm not going to give up and say, this is not working, because in the past, that is what those self-sabotaging things allowed me to do. They allowed me to say, this is not working, and move on to something else. And I know now that because I was engaging in this self-sabotaging behavior, that something was working. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe and follow me on my journey, because I am going to work through this and I'm going to come out a better person. And I hope if these things sound familiar to you, that knowing that somebody else is going through the same thing and that they are working through it helps you get through it too. Thank you again for watching. My name is Echo and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.